Okay, Jackson, we've got a couple of problems that we need to address. One of them is there's what they call a clear span, which is 1.2 metres out from the top of the fence and down in a quadrant. So that means that this here has to be shielded, these horizontals. The best way to do that is to put timber shielding, timber palings on the fence for 1.2 metres. Just down there, and then also for 300 millimetres on the inside, because a child can get their foot through according to the standards. They can't be anything 300 millimetres inside that a child could put their foot up on. So that's one area, but also this area under here is a lot more than 100 mil. So what we need is either some solid material to be put here or some timber to be mounted underneath your barrier to make sure that there's gap no more than 100 mil. Okay, so that's closing off this gap, shielding off these, and then we come across to here, and this gap here is more than 100 mil. So it's closer to 200. I think we're talking yeah, 150, something like that. So again, we need to attach some timber to here to reduce this gap to less than 100 millimetres. So some timber on there, and then we go through. The other issue is in your back fence. That back fence there is no problem, it's not climbable on the other side, but this fence here is not, it can be either, if it's 2.4 metres there's no problem, but because it's not 2.4 metres it cannot be climbable on the other side. And when we look up here, we look at that area, there's a climbable fence there, and then at the very rear of the property there's some horizontals that can be climbed up. So either it's a matter of having a conversation with your neighbours about what goes on there, or you can increase the height of this fence to 2.4. And if this fence is 2.4 metres high, then there's no problem on the other side. So at the moment, we're only 1.8 metres there. So when I put a measure here, we see we're currently at 1.8 on the other side. It must be 2.4. So you can raise this fence height to 2.4, and then you won't have a problem with what's on the other side. Or you can remove the climbing points on the other side of the fence.